Hey guys, welcome to the Homestead. So today we're going to talk about something that has made me very, very angry. I had a completely different plan for the video I wanted to do today, but one of my patrons sent me this article that I want to share with you today. And again, this made me very, very angry. And I'm talking about like Mel Gibson goes crazy on a bunch of British soldiers type angry. Very angry. As you know, I'm a homeschooler. I'm a homeschool dad. I homeschool my two boys. I was planning on doing a video coming up soon on curriculum changes that we made here on the Homestead. But there's a story that's come out in the last month or so, few weeks, where if you remember, about 10 years ago, there was a family called the Romeke family. And I believe I'm pronouncing that right. They were from Germany, and they wanted to bring their family over here and declare asylum because they wanted to homeschool their children. Okay, again, a German family wanting to come to America, declare asylum, because in Germany, you are not allowed to homeschool. You must go through the system. Their version of education, you have to do it. There's no exceptions, or very, very few. Like for instances of maybe like, handicapped or some sort of thing that prevents you from actually getting physically to the school. My point being, they declared asylum, came over here, and Obama, I believe, denied it at the time, tried to prevent them from coming, but just the outcry alone allowed them to basically get into the country. Glenn Beck came out, Huckabee came out, a lot of big names in the conservative movement tried to help them, and they were able to successfully get here. Well, Obama is still president, if you didn't know that yet. Because the senile old man in the White House has no idea where he's even at. And so Obama's like, well, hey, I'm going to revisit this. And so the family, who has to check in every year with ICE, came in to do their yearly appointment to get signatures and just make sure, the government has to make sure they're not into some sort of drug cartel, activity, or you're not doing anything nefarious. And they were told, hey, you're going to have to come back in a month and make sure you have your passports ready because you're going to be deported. And at this time, the family, over 10 years, a lot of the kids have grown up. One of the kids, I know for a fact, has married an American. One of the daughters, grew up and married an American male, boy. And they have their own YouTube channel called Trace and Lydia. Trace and Lydia. Go ahead and look it up and subscribe to their channel. They've got about, I don't know, let's see, what do they got here? 60,000 subscribers. Here it is, Trace and Lydia. They just had a baby. And so they go in and they're told, oh, well, you, the male, the son, the husband, you can stay and the baby can stay. But the woman, yeah, we're going to deport her back to Germany. Are you kidding me? Again, now you know why I got, I'm to the point where it's like, I feel the anger of Mel Gibson going crazy on a bunch of British soldiers type anger, because this is absolutely insane. And I just did the video the other day on the double standard 2-tier justice system in America and how people have had it up to here, and I'm one of the people. Again, I'm one of the people who've had it up to here, because right now we got that video where it's showing people streaming into the country. And they're they're not looking for citizenship. No, they're seeking asylum. They're seeking the asylum because they want that free cell phone and that free health care and that ever so important voter ID card. They want all of that. Meanwhile, a family who's coming here to seek freedom to educate their children in the way they want to educate them, and they're being denied asylum, and they're being sent back to Germany. What is your major malfunction in this country at this point? Again, Mel Gibson going crazy on a bunch of British soldiers. That's where we're at. Here's the deal. Here's how you can help, because there's something you can do. I hate to bring bad news stories without saying, okay, there's a glimmer of hope, or there's a solution, or there's a possible outcome that you might be able to help affect this, for this possible outcome, and that's to go ahead, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Please forgive me. Some of you guys out there in my audience, I know you guys are members of the HSLDA, Homeschool Legal Defense Association. I have wanted to join them for years, and I just never got around to it. It was always on my mind. Well, that was the article that one of my patrons sent me. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Romeke family, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, facing deportation after 10 years. They are facing a renewed threat to their homeschool freedom. It says, now this is, I believe, over here, Trace and Lydia. And they just had a baby not that long ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. The Romeike family was forced to flee Germany in 2008 because they chose to homeschool. Germany does not recognize, let's zoom into this a little bit, does not recognize the fundamental right of parents to homeschool their children and only permits the practice in very narrow circumstances. When, I don't know how to pronounce your name, decided in 2006 that God was calling them to homeschool their 5 children, Germany responded swiftly by leveling fines that exceeded the family's income, forcibly removing the children from the home to take them to school. You can't do that here in America because we have the Second Amendment, thank goodness, and threatening to remove the children from the home permanently. Because if someone shows up at my door and threatens to take the children from my home, someone's taking a dirt nap that day, and it's probably going to end up being me, but I'm going to take as many of you sad sacks with me. So the Romekes fled to America, where we helped them apply for asylum. In 2013, after 5 years of legal battles and a growing public outcry, the United States government granted Romekes indefinite deferred action status, which allowed them to live, work, and remain safely in the United States without fear of deportation. Then it all changed. In September, that's this month, 2023, the Romekes were told during a routine check-in that their deferred status had been revoked. The family was given 4 weeks to apply for a German passport so that they could be deported to Germany. The family had no prior warning and was offered no explanation other than that there had been a change of orders, thanks to Obama and Big Mike, probably. In the 10 years that the Romekes have lived peacefully in the United States, they've built a second life. They have 2 children who are American citizens and 2 other children who are married American citizens. One of these couples recently welcomed their first child. We just talked about that. Deportation to Germany will fracture these families while exposing the Romekes to renewed persecution in Germany, where homeschooling is still illegal in almost every case. But there is still hope. The United States executive branch intervened once before to grant the Romekes a respite, and it has the power to do it again. Are you out of your ever-loving mind? In what world do you live in? Do you think that this administration, which again is President Obama and Big Mike, let's not fool ourselves here about who's in charge of this administration. Do you think they're going to intervene? I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Unless there is a gigantic outcry about this. Unless people like Glenn Beck, unless people like Huckabee come out again and start ranting and raving like mad lunatics about the injustice of millions of people coming through the border seeking their asylum and their free cell phone. Meanwhile, a white family gets shoved off to Germany because they actually want the freedom to homeschool their children. Unless there's a public outcry, unless the torches and pitchforks get really angry, there's no way this administration is going to bow the knee. No. What do they got to worry about? They're not going to lose an election. We have suitcases of ballots that show up at 2 a.m. that guarantee our next 4 years in office. Where are you, Henry Bowman? Where are you, Henry Bowman? That's where I'm at. Some of you will get the reference. Many of you will not. It's a sad state of affairs. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I will do. Just now, today, right now, I'm going over to the HSLDA website and I'm going to join. I'm going to become a member. Because it's people like this who are it's associations like this who are spending money to help defend these people in court. You have got to join this association. And you have got to spread. If you're a content creator on YouTube, you need to talk about this. You need to make a video. We need to raise some noise because the only way people like Glenn Beck or Sanders or Huckabee, whatever, all these people are going to start getting involved again and make it known is if content creators like us get on and this whole idea and talk about it and make people aware, and so that people can be sharing this on Twitter and on YouTube and on all of Facebook and on all these different platforms. All these platforms that, by the way, hate homeschoolers because you are the creators of independent thought. And they don't want that. They want you to be told what to think. This is a battle that needs to be fought. You've got to get involved. Creators, if you have a channel out there, and I know a lot of you listen to me, you need to talk about this. Okay? And then all my audience needs to go right now and join hslda.org. Go to the website. Here it is. I'm pulling it up right now. Go join it and do something about this, because it's only by our numbers that we can stop something that's so insane. It gets you so angry. You see these videos on TV of all these people pouring across our border seeking asylum, not because they need freedom. It's because they're invading us and they want all the freebies, or that there's something even more nefarious at play. They have intentions of ill will on our country, and I'm not going to get into all that. Let's do something. All right, guys. Hey, check out our merchandise over at teespring.com. Links in the description below. You can find our Stupid Should Hurt shirt, our best-selling shirt of all time. If we had more hurt in this world, we'd have an awful, awful lot less stupid. And check out our sponsor of this video, a Bible-believing company that wants you to get out of the market. It's going to help you get out of this market that's all based on paper-denominated assets that are going down the tube. Every single one of you should know by now that our stock market is a rigged casino. If you have a 401k, IRA, and you're pretty much locked into it, they can get you out. They can help you. Call Genesis Gold Group today. All right. See you next time in the Homestead. Bye. This is Grandma. Grandma survived the Great Depression. She survived the Great Depression because her supply chain was local and she knew how to do stuff. Grandma was smart. Grandma told us to make do with what you got. She also said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Homesteading is all about self-reliance and declaring ourselves to be independent from the system. We grow our own food, we raise our own animals, and doing these things helps safeguard our families from the unpredictable world that surrounds us. But what about banking? I love being my own power company, but what about being my own bank? Right now, our country is over $30 trillion in debt and rising. The Fed keeps printing money, and the Congress won't stop spending money. Staying attached to the modern banking system and their investment vehicles is like putting all of your eggs in one very, very fragile basket. On one side, you have the threat of inflation and your savings value floating away, and the other side is a possible deflationary stock market collapse, just like what happened in the 1930s. Genesis Gold Group is like a basket holding eggs, and these eggs are impossible to break. History shows us that all paper investments have and will return to their intrinsic value eventually. Zero. But gold, silver, and other precious metals have never, ever been worthless. In every collapse throughout history, people have turned back to precious metals to find monetary value. If you have a 401k, an IRA, or a savings account where you're literally watching the purchasing power inflate away, give Genesis Gold Group a call right now. Today, this instant. They can develop a strategy for you and the days ahead. I can tell you how I raise sheep, I can tell you how I raise chickens, or the best way to grow tomatoes, or how to hook up a solar panel. But Genesis Gold Group is your best shot at safeguarding your hard-earned savings and investments during this increasingly turbulent time in history. The link and phone number is in the description below, or visit their website at genesisgoldgroup.com. And be sure to say you heard about them from An American Homestead. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of An American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.